Hey guys, it's Annie, and I really wanted to make a fun video this week, but I just didn't feel like it was appropriate, well, because of everything that's, gone on the past weekend. It just doesn't feel right, and I don't feel perky and happy to do that. So, I'm trying to post every week, so I figured I might as well talk about how I'm feeling about all of this, all the Christina Grimmie thing and Orlando, all of that. And I only like to talk about big things if it really affects me and it's like close to me. And this really does affect me because I can really, I just have a lot of empathy for everyone that's going through this. I don't even know how this video is going to turn out because I'm not used to talking about this kind of stuff, but I just have a lot of empathy for everyone affected by all of this because I was not planning on crying. Getting emotional, hold on. I'm not going to talk about my story in this video because that's a whole another issue, but I just have a lot of empathy for those who are hurting and have lost loved ones. Because when I was 18, this has been like so long, but I don't know why I'm crying because I've healed. When I was 18, I lost someone very close to me, and they were way too young to go. It was someone that I was I was not planning on doing this. Hold on, let me center myself. When I was 18, I lost someone who I was dating and cared very much about. He wasn't shot or anything like that. He had epilepsy, which led to a heart attack, and he was just gone. And I'm not going to talk about that story right now because, like I said, that's a whole nother video, and I've always wanted to talk about it with you guys because I feel like it can help people and people can know that they're not alone in loss. So if you would like me to tell that story, just let me know and I will, because I've always wanted that whole situation changed my life. It changed the course of my life. It happened before I ever made videos on YouTube, and it's actually what led to me making YouTube videos. But so I can just relate to everyone that's hurting right now. And it makes me hurt because I know that pain's like it's the worst. And I was just centered. I don't talk about this very often. This is probably gonna have a lot of like cuts in it. I'm sorry, but it's because I have to like take moments and gather my thoughts. Gosh. But I just wanted to talk about, everything that's happened this weekend. A lot about Christina Grimmie because that really affected me a lot, and so did Orlando. But when it started out on Friday night, I was on Twitter and I was getting like the minute by minute updates, and it started out like, oh my gosh, there was a shooting, she's in critical condition, and everyone's just sitting there. I mean, I was by myself, but communicating through text with people and people on Twitter, and we were just waiting for like news and like what happened. Is she okay? Did she make it? She's in critical condition. Pull through, you can do this. And then finally, after a little while, it was confirmed that she was gone. And I never met her, but I know a lot of people who know her. Like we have friends and acquaintances that are, mutual between us. And everyone who I ever talked to about her say that she seriously was the nicest, most kind-hearted person ever. And it upsets me because, for one, I have a lot of empathy for the feelings that people are having right now. But it upsets me because her personality and who she was and is, that's what I want to be like. I want to strive to be someone like her because she was so uplifting and motivating and just a light, and no one had anything bad to say about her. And it just made me think, I want to live my life, and I hope everyone else wants this, but I just want to live my life that if something like this were to happen to me, that people would have the same reaction and be like, oh my gosh, she was a great person. And it just, like, back when I was 18 and that happened with me, that, you know, that sparked something in me that made me say, like, I want to help people because I hurt so bad right now that I want to make other people not hurt. And I feel like if you're going through hard times, it's important to seek out others who are hurting and help them, because by helping other people, that makes you feel so much better. And I can tell you that because I've experienced that. When you don't focus on your own problems and you see people who are worse off than you and you're helping them, it just takes all the weight off of you. And I have no idea where I'm going with this video. I just wanted to talk about it. Oh my gosh. I thought I had calmed down after the last few days. After that happened with Christina, like I said, I didn't know her, but it hurt me. I was sitting there bawling, and I felt like the 2 days following that, I was just like obsessively sitting there depressed, not doing anything, on my phone, on social media, seeing any news, what people were saying, what people were thinking, what articles are coming out, watching her videos. And when I went to sleep that night after it happened, I kept waking up, and all night I kept waking up, and as soon as I would wake up, I would just get this heavy feeling in my chest and just like remember what had happened. And that's exactly what happened when I was 18. It doesn't seem real, and every time you wake up, it's like, wow, is this real? And it makes me sad that she had to go, because like I said, that she's someone who I want to be like with who she was as a person. That's what I want to be like. If you're not super familiar with her, just go look at her tweets and the things that she'd say in her videos and all the positivity that she was constantly putting out there. But I don't know, it just had me really down and depressed for the last, you know, since it happened. And, you know, I'm like the day after, you know, people would be like rest in peace, Christina, this is so sad. But then you'd see them tweeting and Snapchatting just their normal life, having fun. And I'm like, how are you not affected more by this? Even if you, like, how does this not hurt you? It's just, she's the kind of people that we need more of on this earth, not to have them taken away. We need more people to follow the kind of person she was. Let go of ego. Let go of all of that negative stuff. Ego's not a good thing. And just be kind and loving towards everyone. And I mean, sometimes that can be hard because I want to be loving towards everyone, but then I get bitter because people aren't kind and loving all the time, so it makes me mad, and then it makes me shut off. But I just want to, under any circumstance, radiate that, you know, that light and happiness and, you know, that loving energy that she had. But it really had me depressed, you know, for the last few days. And then the Orlando shooting, just hearing the scenery of that and everything and how horrible that was. I mean, that could have easily been me in that situation. I don't go out very often, but my roommate's part of the LGBT community, so if I do ever go out, we usually go to, like, you know, the gay bars and stuff. And like, I could have been in a situation like that. So anyone that's hurting right now over this, it is completely okay to just feel down and sad and mourn it. But instead of being mad that it happened and at the people who did it, you can't focus on the hate. You have to focus on bringing more love and more positivity. Because if you fight their hate with your hate, that just makes everyone hateful. You don't get anywhere with that. And also, if it's something that's heavily on your heart, I strongly suggest that you just talk about it. Talk about it to anyone who will listen. Going back to when I was 18, I had never been that depressed in my life, obviously, but the only thing that helped was to talk about it until I was tired of talking about it. I had to talk about it to everyone who would listen until I could not even tell the story anymore because I was so, you know, just done with talking about it. And I also encourage anyone who's hurting over this to, instead of just dwelling and being afraid, make this a fuel for diving in to your passion and what you love doing. And hopefully what you love doing is helping make the world better. I mean, I hope that's part of something, but let it fuel you to want to live your life to the fullest, because you never know when something could happen. All of this that's happened this weekend, Christina and, you know, Pulse in general, like that, if it happened to them, it could literally happen to anyone at any time. So I urge you just to try to be the best person you can be and try to make something of your life, because they can't continue on with theirs. In summary, it's okay to hurt, but you shouldn't hate. Also, my roommate Brandon and this guy, I think his name's Eli Lieb, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, he's on YouTube, I know that. Yesterday, they went into the studio, they're both musicians, and they wrote a song. It's a song for what happened in Orlando, and it's called Pulse, and it's so great. If you're hurting, you'll definitely be able to appreciate that song right now. I'll play a little bit of it at the end. It's not monetized. They're not selling it. They just want people to, you know, be united a bit. And they're also encouraging people to donate to the shooting and all the families. I'll find the link and I'll put it down there for their GoFundMe, or I don't know, whatever people are donating towards. I'll put the link down there. It's been a rough weekend, and you know, it takes a while to get over this kind of a thing, and I don't think anyone should ever fully get over it and like forget it, but there needs to be a point where it doesn't hurt you, and that's only gonna happen with time, and I can tell you that from experience. But this was an emotional video today, so I'm hoping next week I can feel a bit better and bring you something a bit more upbeat. But it's okay that we're all hurting right now. It's a good thing, I think, to mourn and, you know, actually feel those emotions. And I hope that this, you know, brings out a bit of humility in everyone. And yeah, I guess that's all I really have to talk about today. But I will see you next week with hopefully a more upbeat video. Alright, bye guys.
Feel my pulse with your hand on my heart, you know it beats just as hard as yours. Feel my pulse, feel my pulse. Can't you see that I'm scarred? I'm just the same as you are, so just feel my pulse.